everyone, my name is Della Phillips. I'm an artist as well as I'm known as the Bicycle Lady. How are you doing today? I'm doing great. Now I need a favor from you. I need your help. Please subscribe to my channel, especially if you find it informative, helpful, enjoyable, or just pure entertaining. I really would personally appreciate that, and I want to thank you in advance for subscribing. As well as give a thumbs up by clicking that thumbs up icon. Both of these actions really help me out a lot with YouTube. Now, my friend who does not want to be on camera brought over this watercolor notebook that she uses and likes, along with some others. And she had an extra one. She said I could use a page out of it to do some testing with the watercolor markers. It is a Reflections watercolor notebook. And so I'm going to say she's sponsoring the video today by letting me have use of a sheet of paper in her watercolor notebook. Now, my notebook that I've really liked a lot is the Hahnemuller 100% Cotton Watercolor Journal. Now, I got it on a good sale when it was just being introduced. Since then, it has gone up a bit. So, we'll see if I continue with this notebook or not. So, these are the two I'm going to be testing today. In addition, I'm going to be using the same watercolor brush, the Raphael Imitation Kolinsky, size 8, as well as the same set of markers I've used with prior testings. All the materials are listed in the description below. So let's get to testing. First, let's do the reflection. Oh, did you know these are perforated? Well, I could tear it out if you want. No? Leave it in? You want it left in? Okay. Alright then. Let's get the test started. This is 140 weight cellulose paper, acid free, and it is a cold press, moderate texture. Alright. Here you see I've started putting down the marker swatches so I can test them, and then I'm wetting them just as before. Nothing has changed. I'm using the same procedures. Now the mark to the side is going to be used for trying to blend it out or have it go into solution or disseminate, whatever you want to call it, after about 15 or 20 minutes it's set on the paper. I don't really have high hopes for this from what I've seen so far, but I am going to leave it at that, and then I'll be right back with you after I get done laying down all the swatches. Okay, it's been actually 20 minutes. I don't expect anything to happen here. Nope. Clean the brush just in case. Really nothing. Nope, total fail. So you cannot use the watercolor markers direct to application and blend it out on the reflection watercolor. It is 100% cellulose. The only sketchbook I've found so far that is cellulose paper is the Epsilon. And you did have a little bit of the line showing through. They didn't totally blend on Sepia with a tiny bit on the Prussian blue. But that's the only one I found so far. Okay, let me put this to the side. And let's check the Hahnemuller 100% cotton. Let's keep our fingers crossed. I hope. It'd be great. Okay. Now the Hahnemuller is a light texture. It's kind of like in between a moderate textured cold press and a smooth. There is less texture than a normal cold press, but there is a little bit of a texture, so it's not like a hot press. Alright, again, I'll take it easy on my markers. Let's try this out. Alright, now I'm starting to apply the swatches in the Hahnemuller watercolor notebook. I was having high hopes because this is 100% cotton. It's beautiful to work with watercolors and dry media. However, I got a sinking feeling right off from the start that this was not going to pass. Really didn't. I'm still following the same procedures I've tested all the other watercolor sketchbooks with, as I lay down the set of colors, which are listed in the description below. Then I immediately try to apply water to blend out the direct color application lines, which did not happen here. They didn't blend hardly at all. And then I put a line to the side so I can test it later after about 15-20 minutes. Whoops, I accidentally went ahead and tried to dilute out that line. I'll put another line back again. And here you're seeing I was doing the rose, and I'm putting the line back now. And then the last color, the Hooker's Green Deep. It does not really move at all. Whoops, I did it again. And I put another line where the water was, so I had to put another line up past that. Well, I don't have high hopes. This is a definite fail as far as I'm concerned, because I want a book I can work in which I can direct apply color and be able to blend it out, and this is not going to cut it. Just a tiny bit there. Now, okay, so we have two basic fails of the reflection book and the Hahnemuller. It's not gonna. It's just not gonna go. It's not gonna be one of the books I could use. I did dig out. I didn't think I still had one. Strathmore. So let's test it as well. I pretty much already know from what I've heard from people that this is a book I can use because essentially is made from the Strathmore Imperial 500 100% cotton. This is the Strathmore Watercolor Traveler Journal. A lot of people like it. It's 140 pounds. And it'd be great. Some people said that Strathmore has stopped making it. Another one came back and said, I think it was Sarah Burns, that she got information that production got interrupted. It doesn't mean they have totally stopped producing it. It's just got interrupted due to a lot of things logistically and so forth. So hopefully that is the case. Now, this is different than what I tested before, because before, when I tested, I used the smooth. And as far as I know, these travel journals all were cold press. I could be wrong there. At least that's the ones I saw where I could purchase. It is a cold press. It is a little bit less textured than the reflections. So it's not super heavy, but there is texture. Let's try this out. Following the same procedures of testing as I did with the other two notebooks and the prior notebooks in the other videos. I'm using the same colors on the Strathmore. So here I am laying down the deep scarlet red, and wow, look at the difference. Isn't it wonderful? Yes, it does all pretty much go into solution or blend out so there's no ghosting, and it will even travel if you have enough water, or drip if you want. So that's just wonderful. Now here's the infamous Sepia. Wonderful! Look at that. It goes all into a blending solution that you can move the color around, leaving no indication of direct application of the marker lines. Totally night and day from the other ones. Now here's the Prussian blue. Let's see how it does. Oh, yep. It's back into solution as well. You can see a slight bit of a ghosting there where you can see the line, but you go back in and blend it a little bit more, it totally disappears and travels and blends out. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. I was so disappointed with the Hahnemuller, and now with this success, it's just wonderful. Strathmore, 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 please start making these again. Otherwise, I'm going to have to get some paper and make my own, I guess. Please make them. Make my life much easier. So now here's the rose after the cad red hue. And the rose goes right into a blending solution. Again, you can move it around where you won't see any direct application lines, no ghosting through, as I was saying. It's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful to work on. I just had to test this. Pretty much knew it would be, but with the two other fails and the big disappointment in the Hahnemuller, I just had to test this. It was very fun to see it all work, and work so well. So well. All right, we're back. Let's see what we can do. That's pretty close. Just a tiny bit of a line. But in certain cases, you may want that. Okay. Let's check a tiny bit of movement as expected with the Sepia. It's pretty much just like the hot press paper. That is close. It's just a hint of a line, like on the Cadmium deep Scarlet red. Let's try the Cadmium red hue. A similar type thing, just a light line. And with the rose, you can still see a little bit of a ghosted line from the direct application of color. So that's all workable depending on what you're trying to do. Maybe you want a darker edge and then bleed it up and out. And that would work for that as well, even if you let it sit. Or just use the direct method there. Okay, well that's all the testings for now. I hope you found this enjoyable and informative. If so, again, I would truly, personally appreciate it if you would subscribe. I really need the help there with YouTube. And also, give it a thumbs up. That also helps me out. Until next time, you have a good day.